Hi, I'm Andy, welcome to Screenfire. You know, I'm a kid of the 90s, born in '85 and a huge Sonic fan. Shouldn't this movie be for me? I'm honestly confused, so let's talk about it. I'm not gonna spoil major plot points in this video, but if you don't want to know anything about Sonic 2, come back when you watched it. As always, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. As mentioned, I'm a huge Sonic fan. I grew up with it, I played the first one when it was released on the Sega Genesis, and I even played many of the mediocre games that came long after. Funny enough, I own the Blu-ray of the first movie but still didn't watch it. So my review is only about the sequel as a standalone film. What's the movie about? Well, after the events of the first film, Sonic wants to prove that he's a real hero, and even though he has good intentions, he causes more trouble and damage than necessary. Meanwhile, Dr. Robotnik finds a way to return from the Mushroom Planet and joins forces with Knuckles, a trained warrior who is on search for the green emerald that holds enough power to destroy the planet. To defeat the dangerous duo, Sonic teams up with Tails the Fox. First, let's get the positive things out of the way so we can talk about the problems the movie has, in my opinion. Jim Carrey is just a legend. I'm not a huge slapstick fan, but Jim Carrey makes it work for me every time. There are certain actors you just love to watch no matter what they are doing because you can feel how much fun and passion is behind it. Jim Carrey as Dr. Ivo Eggman Robotnik is a great choice, and he really rocks that mustache. He's the real star of the movie, at least for me. On second place, and also fun to watch, is Knuckles. He's really straightforward with everything he says and does, and some questions he asks that sound stupid are actually pretty valid because he's an alien. He doesn't know better because he's never been to Earth, even though he speaks English pretty well. And that's the sad part, he isn't as annoying as Sonic. Oh my god, at almost every moment I had the urge to smack the living shit out of this good-hearted wannabe hero. Don't get me wrong, Sonic needs to be cocky and a show-off, but if you combine this with his childish, naive nature he has in the film, I just can't stand it. To me, Sonic always was, I don't know, like a rock star. But here he really isn't. He isn't even afraid of Knuckles. That would have made it at least a bit interesting because he's encountering someone who really could do harm to him. Why should I worry if he's not giving a shit about the danger he's in and I can't stand him anyway? But I'm clearly not the target audience, and that makes me sad. There are a few Easter eggs, such as the 16-bit track from the first Sonic level being the ringtone of James Marsden's character who plays Sonic's foster dad, Thomas Wachowski, and the red double-decker plane we all know makes an appearance. There are a lot of small winks to us fans, but that's not enough. You know what makes good comedy? Jokes that work for both, young and old. For example, Ratatouille. Linguini, the main character, is trying to tell Colette that the Red Remy is helping him, and he says, "I've got a little tiny," and her eyes immediately go down to his crotch. Most kids are too young to understand, but it makes a movie more fun, even for adults. Instead, they make references to the Winter Soldier. Yeah, wow. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's one of the few Marvel movies I really enjoyed, but in Sonic, really? But hey, humor is subjective, maybe I'm too old and they just want to cater to a younger audience. Fine with me. But what about the plot? Is the plot at least enjoyable? Well, no. There are several plot holes and they just run from one location to the next. There is even a scene where they try to set up a trap for Sonic and Sonic isn't even supposed to be there and gets there just by luck. It doesn't make any sense at all. Even when I was 10, I would have questioned that. They try to tell a story about friendship, the responsibility if you have power, and the value of family, but it's all so flat, so superficial, and the characters are one-dimensional. It's just boring. The movie is 2 hours long and it felt like, I don't know, 2.5 hours? The CGI is also a mix between good and really bad. The characters are animated very well, but if you pay attention to some of the explosions or in general things that are in the background, there is a huge gap in quality. But, a huge but. I went to a press screening and they also invited a bunch of kids. It seemed like they all had a good time. I mean, they were laughing and had fun with the movie and the character they obviously don't have any deeper connection with. Who am I to judge? I guess if you're under the age of 10, the movie could work for you. But if you ask me, a die-hard fan of the games and as someone who enjoys a well-written plot and believable character arcs, nope. I give Sonic 2 a 4.8 out of 10. I'm really interested in what you have to say about it. If you're also a fan of the games or if you watched the first or second movie, let me know in the comments. Have a good one and I'll see you in the next video.